of all, I would tend to expand the 3A paradigm. I would prefer to prefix 2A's and suffix 2A's to make it awareness, advocacy, accessibility, affordability, availability, and then adoption and acceleration. So it's 3 plus 4, 7 now. 7, we have 7 A's now. So let's talk about awareness. Let's take an example. So Abhishek Bachchan has recently been appointed as the ambassador for the End 7 campaign. Now, there are 7 neglected diseases that have been identified for elimination by 2020. So that is awareness and advocacy put together. Awareness also is that you make the patients aware that if you have signs and symptoms of a particular disease, then you need to go and see the doctor. If you're talking about a vaccination campaign, you need to make aware that polio is a debilitating disease, and so therefore you need to take this vaccination, right? Talking about accessibility, that's a question of health equity. Everybody in the country should have equal access to health. So everybody should get a chance to improve their health, to be able to access the healthcare system. Talking about affordability, I think he had a wonderful point to make, so I'll skip that. Availability is that medicines should be available to all. So if all these A's above this should ensure that end of the day, the patient should get uninterrupted supply of the drugs that they're looking for. Adoption, I think Dr. Ella will agree with me. Once you have got let's take the rotavirus vaccine, once it's approved through, it's registered, it needs to get adopted, let's say in the universal immunization program. And then is acceleration, that countrywide or in other developing countries, everybody should be able to get access to those vaccines. So that's how I look at the 3A paradigm converted to a 7A1. Talking about partnerships, let me pick up an example. And wherever there are areas like neglected diseases where manufacturers do not want to invest money because there are low revenues and there are low volumes. So as a result of that, they shy away from investing in that. So let me pick an example. So One World Health is a not-for-profit organization. They had a product called paramomycin, which partly acquired One World Health, and it's now Part Drug Solutions. So paramomycin is a product which is used for Kala-Azar, visceral leishmaniasis. There are some 20,000 odd patients of Kala-Azar in India, some 3-digit number, 700-800 in Bangladesh, and some 300-400 in Nepal, and then there are other patients in Africa. Now, so put together, you can barely count those numbers. Which manufacturer in the world would agree to invest in paramomycin? So this is where product development partnerships, popularly as they're called PDPs, come into the picture. So what a partner like us does is that we bring intellectual property to the table. We have the rights, IPR rights to that product. We bring it to the table. The manufacturer invests in building the capacity, using their manufacturing facility, getting the product registered, and then ensuring that the supply chain and the market is, it's sent out into the market. So we support them financially, and end of the day, we ensure that paramomycin should be available for, let's say, a $2 a vial, and it will not cross that cost level. So that's how these product development partnerships work, eventually to ensure that patients at the end of the day get access to drugs at an affordable price. I argued prioritization earlier, and I agree with his point that it's very difficult to prioritize. And let me give an example of that. So in India, probably more people die because of rabies than because of dengue. But what gets more attention? Dengue. Why? Because it makes it to the parliament. So therefore, prioritization is very difficult to do. But I think one needs to balance all the factors in and see what is achievable and what can have the maximum impact, and then bet the money on that. That's what I would do.